The following question is from Isabel Garcia. Is Marco saying no to Luis as a power trip? Does the shock of the news about Kobe cause a change in him? I think Marco saying no to Luis, you could say it's a power trip. I think there's a combination of things that are going on. One of those being that Marco is losing his little boy in some ways, and he's coming to terms with a different reality with his son, which I can only imagine when a child transitions from being a sweet little boy to becoming a young man. Some of the affection, some of the ways that we engage each other may change. So I think that's triggering him somehow, that his little boy doesn't want to hang out with him, doesn't want to do certain stuff with him. And does the shock of the news about Kobe cause a change in him? It definitely does, because it's an earth-shattering event for his life when, we realize the ephemeral nature of life. You could be with someone and they're gone in an instant. And I think Kobe is the epitome of that, because it was so shocking. There's certain people you expect to grow with or see, even if you do not know them personally, where they're just going to just be part of your life. Like someone like Magic Johnson, someone like Michael Jordan, you expect them to just grow old. So I think that's it stirs a change in him, in that it's a shockwave, and it's something that's like, wow, life is short, or it can be extremely short and sudden. Thank you. This question is from Carlos Estrada. The son helps the father overcome the loss of his idol and seems to develop an affinity that wasn't there when the play opened. What are you trying to say about the conflict between tradition and the new? I guess what I'm trying to say about that is that there can be a conflict. There are sometimes often smooth transitions, but you hold on to what you know, quite simply. And basketball is a good example and indicator of that. I have loved basketball pretty much my whole life. But I, experienced the Showtime 80s, and I experienced the 2000s with Kobe and Shaq, and now even how basketball has changed the way that the game is played. So in some ways, at least when I get on the basketball court, I'm more of a mid-range kind of a game player. I use my movement, my agility, and then I like little mid-range jumpers. But nowadays, you see people bombing away threes. Why is that not as appealing to me? Because I can't really do it as well physically, but I enjoy watching it. But I think we hold on to what we like, what we enjoy, and to me, I know that LeBron is a better player overall, but I love Kobe, forever. He was someone that I kind of concurrently grew up with the similarity in ages, seeing someone become a young adult and a father, things of that nature. And then the emotional highs and lows of being a Laker fan will always be tied more closely to the Kobe era. So, and I guess you could say there's sometimes a conflict, because if it's something very emotionally impactful and meaningful to you, you're not going to just let it go and just say, yeah, today's basketball is better, or LeBron's better than Kobe. Nah, fuck that. This question is from Andrew. What do you think it is about Kobe that resonates with so many? It's a beautiful, simple question. I think it really comes down to the Mamba mentality. And even if you don't know Kobe well, even if you're not a Laker fan or basketball fan, most people have a sense of what the Mamba mentality means. And I think essentially it comes down to feeling that you can chip away at something through hard work, that something will pay off if you have discipline and if you put effort and time into something. For example, like writing and acting and things of that nature. I wouldn't say I'm great, and I got a shitload of stuff to work on, But I know that the sheer practicality of it is that if I continue to work on something, it will eventually improve. It could be in significant degrees, it could be in mild degrees, but as long as you enjoy and have a passion for what it is that you're doing, you're going to continue to chip away. And there really is no replacement for effort and time. The sheer mathematics of it, which he's referenced often, is, do you need to work on a certain jump shot? There's a pretty big difference between shooting it 100 times or 1,000 times. And I think that applies to anything. So I think that is one of the things that resonates with so many about Kobe, is the passion, the drive, the willingness to set goals for yourself and to chip away at them. And if you enjoy what you're doing, it can hardly be called work. This question is from Joel. Nice use of language. Appreciate the Salvadoreño Spanish. Did Marco like Kobe better during Shaq years or post? Definitely post. I had to think about it for a second, because there are generational differences and even life differences of what I was going through. The carefree days of the college years of being 19, 20, 21 or something like that, when we three-peated, the Lakers three-peated, was a wonderful time. It was just a cool time to be that age in LA and be a genuine Laker fan and enjoy hanging out with my friends and just talking shit about how awesome the Lakers were. And Kobe was an awesome, person to celebrate at that time. But the reason I say post Shaq years is because he showed the world that he could also do it in a different way. And although they were a stellar 1-2 punch, there was a difference in him as a player. He became dominant in a different way. He matured in different ways, and he, took the Lakers to 3 more championships, winning 2 of them. And I think that was pretty awesome. And I think it resonates with me on a personal level, because concurrently at that time in my life, I was going through a lot of stuff, and I felt different than I did when I was younger. And so there was almost even a more lovely satisfaction to it. I remember when they beat the Celtics, it just meant a lot more to me when I was 30 and going through some stuff than when I was in my early 20s and I thought we were going to win over and over again until the end of time. So I would say I like Kobe better during the post-Shaq years.